Welcome to the Activated Story Theater's 150th podcast.
This episode, we bring you The Story Spirits, a story from Korea.
Hi, I'm Dennis.
And I'm Kimberly.
And together we are the Activated Actors!
We are coming to you from Santa Fe, New Mexico.
Nice town.
Ooh, it's beautiful here now that the rain has stopped.
Now that the rain has stopped. We spent a day here walking around in Old Town a few days ago, and it was raining most of the day.
But it's still such a pretty town. So many artists live here, and you can see their artwork as you're just strolling through Old Town Santa Fe. Lovely town. It's one of our favorites. We like to take the train up when we come up here from Albuquerque. It's a short little ride and nice countryside and just kind of a neat ride.
We've also been to the Grand Canyon. We took a train ride to the Grand Canyon
We took a train ride to the Grand Canyon.
We did that several years, maybe 12 years ago when our son was with us. And one of the most memorable experiences we had, so we decided to do it again. And it snowed again, just like the first time.
It snowed, and there was fog all over the canyon. The canyon did come out and peek at us a couple of times, but it was still a fun trip. We got to hike down, spend the afternoon there. You spend about 3-4 hours there when you take the train up if you're not spending the night. So that was very enjoyable and fun to do if you don't want to drive up from, that one comes from Williams.
Right.
You take the train from Williams to the Grand Canyon. It's about an hour ride.
Hour and a half, I think.
Hour and a half ride. And it's the same thing from Albuquerque to Santa Fe. It's about an hour and a half train ride.
No, well, come to think of it, I believe the ride to the Grand Canyon was more like 2 hours.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
But that's a real nice adventure. There's tour guides on that one, and they keep you entertained, and boy, do they keep you entertained.
Yes, they even have...
I don't want to give away what happens if you haven't been on it.
But if you, at the depot in Williams, where you leave, they have a mock-up of a little western town. We'll tell you that much.
Cowboys, and it's very humorous and very fun and enjoyable. So there's that part of it, and then you ride the train up, and you come back, and it's a lot of fun. So if you like trains and you like to have adventures, we suggest doing that. And more recently, we spent a couple of nights at Bandelier National Monument in New Mexico. Oh my goodness, that was neat. Some great hiking there, and part of the attraction is, well, the main part of the attraction is the ruins of a Native American settlement going back probably about 1,000 years old, if I remember right. It's incredible. They were cliff dwellers, and you can see the masonry that they left behind, and you can climb ladders up into the caves and the rooms that they built and they moved into. I mean, part of it was natural, and then part of it they just kind of built upon what was already there. And then there's also settlement on the ground that's at ground level, lots of rooms, and it's very neat to walk around there and imagine what life was like for them. Well, speaking of national parks and national monuments, we have a story from Korea. That's not a segue. But anyway. Well, we have a story for you today. And after the story, we'll tell you about some of the upcoming programs we have where you can see us live at a library near you. If you are in Arkansas, Delaware, North Carolina, Massachusetts, Maryland, or Pennsylvania. I believe I hit them all. Yes. And so that'll be this summer. We've got about 65 shows. 62 at this point, I think. Confirmed. And then we may have even more. Yeah, we've got a lot of shows this summer. So it will be at least our second best summer ever, possibly our best. Busiest summer. Yes. Yeah, we'll be hopping like crazy all over the place. So we will tell you about those shows when we are done with the story, because I know you guys are waiting for the story. And since it is my birthday today, we have a story from Korea. No, I'm going to give up on this segue thing. Okay. We have a story from Korea. The Story Spirits. A story from Korea. Long ago in Korea, there lived a boy named Jinsun. Now, that's not so unusual. There are lots of boys who lived in Korea. Nearly all of them have had names. Maybe even some have been named Jinsun. Oh, I thought I was special or something. Now, this particular Korean boy named Jinsun really loved stories. Oh, that makes me really special. Well, actually, everybody loves stories. Oh. But this boy was really rich. So what? I bet everybody is. No, actually only about 1%. Yay, I am special. And because he was rich, he had lots of servants. There was one particular manservant named Byung-ho, who had been with the family for many years, and every night he would tell Jin-san a story at bedtime. And so the frog lived happily ever after in the well with his new golden ball.
Oh, that's the best story I've heard since the one about the gingerbread man outsmarting the fox.
Thank you. Glad you enjoyed it.
I always enjoy your stories. Where do you get them all?
Oh, I just pull them out of the air, like lots of other people do.
You mean other people can have stories too?
Of course. Anyone can tell a story. All of the people out there in the street could tell these stories too. And they could spread them everywhere.
Oh, that would be terrible.
Why?
Well, then they wouldn't be my stories anymore.
Oh, I don't know about that. I mean...
It would be like if everyone else rode my pony until they killed it.
Oh, now come on. That's really kind of...
Promise me that you won't tell your stories to anyone else but me.
Do you really think that's fair?
Well, who cares? I'm rich.
Well, yes, but you should set an example for other kids.
Why?
I don't know. So they'll want to be rich too, I guess.
I'll share my pony, I'll share my toys, but I don't want to share my stories. Promise me that you'll never let them out of this room.
Look, Master Jin.
Promise me of your own free will, and that's an order.
Oh, very well. I promise. And that's the way it was. For many years, every night, the servant Byung-ho would tell a story to the boy, Jin-sun, but he never told them to anyone else. Finally, Jin-sun was all grown, and he was engaged to be married.
That's not unusual. Lots of people get married.
Right. But just as he was about to leave his parents' house to go to the wedding, Byung-ho happened to walk by Jin-sun's old room, and he heard a voice inside. That's unusual. Nobody's supposed to be in there. Whoever they are, they sound very angry. He looked through a window, which was made of paper, which was not unusual because there was no glass in those days. I see shapes moving around in there. There are several people or several something in there, but who or what are they besides trespassers? So he got a pen and he pricked a hole in the paper and put his eye to it. Wow, they aren't people. They're some kind of spirits. Yes, they were the spirits of the stories. Because they had never been allowed to leave the room, they come to life. And they were very mad.
Just who do they think they are, imprisoning us in this room? It's as bad as the girl in my story being locked up in a tower. Except I don't even have long hair to help me escape.
I feel very abused and neglected, like the two kids in my story who left a trail of breadcrumbs in the woods.
It makes me really angry. Angrier than the stepmother in my story who was insulted by her mirror.
Me too. I say we get revenge by killing that boy, like the giant in my story.
I thought it was the boy who killed the giant.
Whatever. We could do a fractured version.
But how do we kill him? It won't be easy when he's so rich.
Well, in my story, there's a poisoned well. So maybe if I put that well by the road on his way to his wedding, he'll drink from it and die.
That's a good one. And in my story, there are poisoned strawberries. I can place them by the road so that if he doesn't drink from the well, he'll surely eat the strawberries and die.
Yes. And in my story, there's a big poisonous snake. In case he misses the well and the strawberries, I'll place the snake under a rug in the bride and groom's new home. It will surely kill both of them.
These silly spirits believe they can trap my master when they can't even escape from this room. What he didn't know was that the spirit of the story has the power to reach beyond a sealed room. And sure enough, as he was traveling with Jin Sun to the wedding.
"Oh, Byung-ho, there's a well, and I am very thirsty. Stop the carriage and let me get a drink."
"Well, you don't suppose... Master Jin, there is nothing to drink from but a gourd."
"So?"
"Well, it is the same gourd used by many other travelers, so it might have cooties. Let's stop instead at the house up ahead, and you may drink from a fine cup, as befits a fine gentleman such as yourself. Surely they will have better water and better cooties."
"Oh, very well, I suppose."
So that's what they did. They continued on their journey, and before long...
"Look, Byung-ho, there are strawberries growing beside the road, and I'm getting very hungry. Let's stop and pick some."
"Strawberries? That's very interesting."
What's so unusual about that?"
"Huh? Nothing. It's just that, those strawberries are not yet ripe, so they will make you sick. You may even die, and then you would be marrying a widow."
"I pay you for this?"
"Seriously, Master, those strawberries are certain to spoil your appetite, and there will be a big feast at the wedding. You don't want to be rude by not eating a hearty meal at the wedding feast."
"Oh, very well. Let's just hurry up and get there."
And so they did. Jin Sun and his girlfriend were married, and there was a big feast and a celebration. Nothing unusual about that. But then Jin Sun and his bride went to their new home, and Byung-ho went with them, and started to rush through the door before they could.
"Really, Byung-ho, you've been a faithful servant for many years, and I really do appreciate all your help. But there are some things I'd rather do myself, and one of them is take my bride into our new home."
"Oh, yes, of course, Master. It's just, this rug."
"What about it?"
"Well, I thought I should shake it out to make certain it's clean for you and the missus to walk on."
"Don't be ridiculous. It's a new house and a new rug. It can't possibly be dirty."
"I wouldn't be sure. Even a brand new rug that has just flown in is not good enough for you and your bride to step on until it has been properly shaken out."
"Okay, I get it. You can have your raise. So take a hint and take a vacation now,
"Oh,
huh?"
please, Master, I must clean the rug.
Oh, come on now.
They better stand back. You don't want to get dust on you."
You're being very silly. Is this some kind of wedding practical joke? Whoa! There's a snake under there.
"Oh, stay back, stay back. Hi-ya!"
Wow. I've never seen a rug used as a lethal weapon before. It's a good thing you insisted on cleaning that rug because... Wait a minute. That snake looks like one you described to me in a story when I was 13.
Quite a coincidence, huh?
Maybe, but now that I think about it, those strawberries we passed reminded me of some poisoned strawberries in a story you told me when I was 11.
Well, nothing unusual about that, is there?
And that well... It reminds me of a poisoned well in a story you told me when I was 9.
Oh, well, something unusual about that, I guess.
I'd say so. What's going on here?
Well, you see, Master, those stories I told you all those years became very angry because we kept them shut up in that room. So when you left, they came to life and decided to get revenge on you.
Isn't that unusual?
I don't know. I've never heard of it happening before. But stories are very powerful things. I suppose they could become activated. Oh, I'm terribly sorry this happened, Master. I've almost spoiled your wedding day.
Not as much as that snake would have. Besides, it's really all my fault. I'm the one who made you promise to keep the story secret. So, what do we do now?
Well, I think the stories will behave themselves if I let them go free. Stories are mostly good, you know, even the ones with sad endings.
Yes, let them go free, after you make them promise to be good stories. And you, Byung-ho...
Yes, Master.
Promise me you'll never keep your stories shut up again. Promise me that you'll share them with everyone.
As you wish, Master. I promise.
And that's what happened. The stories that had been kept locked up in the room promised to behave themselves if they were set free. And they kept their promise. All but the trickster tales. But they never quite behaved anyway. Byung-ho continued telling his stories, but he shared them. Before long, everyone, all throughout the land, knew his stories. And fortunately, there is nothing unusual about that.
And that's the story of the story spirits from Korea. And now you may have noticed, somewhat similar to the story we did last time about Anansi and the Story Box. They're very different stories from very different countries.
Very different cultures.
But they involve a similar idea, which is someone wanting to keep stories all to himself.
Great stories for story lovers like me.
Yes.
And you.
And you. And all of us.
And you. And everyone. And speaking of story lovers, we have got lots of stories, like we said, this summer. You can catch the show this summer in Siloam Springs, Arkansas on June 9th.
And or June 10th at the Rogers Library, Rogers, Arkansas.
June 11th, Bentonville, Arkansas at the library.
June 12th, Marion County Library in Yellville, Arkansas.
We'll actually be at the community center this year, so come on down to the community center, not the library. That'll be on the 12th. On the 13th, Mountain Home, Arkansas, at the library.
Tuesday, June 16th, the library at Beebe, Arkansas.
Also on the 16th, Walnut Ridge, Arkansas.
And on the 17th, Jonesboro, Arkansas, for the library. 2 shows, one at the Parker Park Community Center and one at the mall at Turtle Creek.
On June 18th, you can catch the show in Forest City, Arkansas.
At the library. And June 23rd, the Hot Springs Library, Hot Springs, Arkansas.
And
we love Hot Springs.
Yes, June 29th. June 25th, there is a show at the Eudora, Arkansas. It is for the summer club there, but if you really nice, I'm sure they'll let you sneak in and join them.
That's at the Austin White Cultural Center.
Yes.
Which we performed at back in February, I believe.
Right, so we're coming back.
And then on the 29th, we're finally out of Arkansas. We are at the High Point, North Carolina Library for 2 shows.
Which we were at in November, and
yes.
We're coming back. July 6th begins our Delaware run. You can see the show in Delaware at Millsboro, Greenwood, Bridgeville, Milford, Dover, Selby, Seaford, Milton, Georgetown, Delmar, Laurel.
Dover.
Again.
And a bunch of other places. Basically every library in Delaware.
Essentially every library in Delaware. And in Maryland in July, on July 14th, 15th, and 16th, you can see the show in Berlin, Ocean Pines, Ocean City, Snow Hill, Pocomoke City in Maryland. And then we're back to Delaware for the rest of July.
And we'll give you more information about that next time, because we'll be coming to you in July again.
Yes, and you can always, we'll be coming to you in June.
I'm sorry, we'll be coming to you in June again.
We hope, unless we're crazy and we've fallen over because we've done too many shows. No, we shouldn't be. We will be coming to you in June. And you can catch the show in August in Delaware, Pennsylvania, Massachusetts. So check our website, activatedstorytheater.com, and you have a whole list there so you can coordinate your schedule and come find us.
Until next time, remember to share your stories.
And stay activated.
Bye.
Activated Story Theater is committed to bringing fun, educational shows to schools and libraries nationwide. On stage, we use physical comedy, American Sign Language, imaginative props, and a giant, oversized book to bring multicultural folktales to life. For booking information, check out our website, activatedstorytheater.com, where you can also find out when the activated actors will be performing near you. Read a story, or order one of our audio CDs. You can subscribe to this podcast on iTunes or listen on Stitcher. We look forward to your comments and folktale suggestions. Stay activated. Until next time.